Welcome everybody back to the Shambam podcast. Another Wednesday upload up in here, and I'm by myself because we already agreed on this. Yeah, dude. I don't know why. Joshua's here. That's who I'm talking to. He's not in the episode, but he's in the vicinity.
What's the vicinity?
I like. It's like an area, I guess. Ooh. My throat did a weird sound just now. Anyway, I was having so many issues starting this episode, guys, by the way. You guys, I mean, I've already complained a lot about it, but my Mac, I'm a professional whiner. There's been so many things I've complained about in the podcast, whether it be the Wi-Fi, the laptop taking a dump, me not being popular. I don't know. You know what? I am gonna reset the audio apparently. Jeez, I'm such a dunce. Hold on. All right, guys, we are back. Sorry. I had to just edit the audio a little bit because I'm not even going to get into it. It's boring just stuff, so it doesn't do that thing where I have to chop it every 2 seconds. No, but I was having so many issues right now starting this because I was so the Mac was taking a dump, right? And it was just going super slow. It didn't let me do anything. Okay, first I had the issue where it wasn't playing back the mic audio into my headphones. So I was like, what the freak is going on? That took a solid 15 minutes to figure out. Then I couldn't find the camera. That took me another good while to figure out. And then I started trying to fix my whole doohickey with the Mac taking a dump. And I kind of figured it out. I mean, I knew it was most likely this. It was just all the files I had from podcast, episodes that I've exported. But, I thought I had more before. So I already I have a external hard drive I've been using to just dump everything in there. And I thought I had more files before I did that first purge, I guess. And I just thought it was something else, but I was just being naive, I guess. But we're back, guys. We're here, and we are gonna get this episode rolling. It's so funny how crippling podcasts can be, because I already had an idea how I was gonna start the episode, what I was gonna talk about in the beginning, but as soon as it just comes up, I think it was also just trying to get this all figured out. It just dies, but I got an extensive list of things to talk about, so it'll be a good, nice little episode for y'all. And yeah, I'm a professional whiner, so here we go. This first one isn't going to be a whining, actually. Yo, you guys who follow us on Instagram already know the big news, but we got Wi-Fi, finally. After all of our struggles, all the times you've had to hear me talk about and cry about us not having Wi-Fi. You don't need to hear that anymore because we finally figured it out. We have those Samsung pod things, the smart hubs, I don't even know. We had those, but we never really knew how to use it, right? Because we're freaking stupid. And we finally decided to open YouTube and kind of figure it out. Then I just connected it to all that stuff and did all this mumbo jumbo, and it finally works. So that's dope. We finally have good Wi-Fi. Is that Milo?
No.
Or is that right? Yeah, huh? Sorry, that barking. I thought Milo's been barking a little bit inside the house, and I don't appreciate it. He was such a he is a really calm dog. So when he barks, it's just kind of rare, but I don't want it to be a habit, a thing. So anyway, yeah, so we finally have Wi-Fi. So video episodes are finally going to be coming up. So it's going to take a while, obviously, because there's just tons of, uploading to YouTube was already difficult enough. I don't know if that's just me just not being able to get it out there, or if it was just our crap Wi-Fi. I don't know. But So it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while to get them all up, but of course I'm eventually gonna have it. I've been obviously videoing everything, and I have like them all edited, ready to go. So it's just a matter of spending that time of waiting for videos to upload and then getting them out there. So by the time this episode, I mean, it's Tuesday right now, so it's not gonna be up tomorrow, which is when this episode's gonna drop. If you guys are watching this already on the video upload, this is a little weird then, but this is what was going on right now when I'm actually talking about it. So the videos aren't up yet. They're going to be up, and tune into Twitter and Instagram. I'm getting on both, whichever you guys prefer. And for more announcements about even Facebook, I've like linked it all together, kind of, did that little thing. Is that good? I don't know. Is that a good idea? Because you know how, at least, on Instagram, you can link all your accounts together. So anytime I post something on Instagram, it'll like send it to the Facebook page, to the Twitter. But I don't know if that's like a good idea. I don't know. I'm not sure. That was one of the, I think I did. Yeah, we did talk about, Eric and I did talk about it before on the last episode. That's my biggest fear about this whole thing, is me exerting time and energy on things that, don't really matter, or not necessarily matter, but, are, I don't know. My biggest fear is I'm not putting enough attention on the right spots. So like, I'm still new to this whole kind of marketing, getting the word out about this podcast and everything. So I mean, I feel like I'm always like, there's something I don't know that I could be doing, or I'm doing something wrong, or I could, there's more potential. I don't even know how I'm like wording this, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you understand what I'm talking about. So that's my biggest fear right now, is I really want to do this right, I guess, if that's the right way to say that. And I don't want to be like, I'd hate to get like burn myself out, like doing the wrong thing, I guess, in terms of getting the podcast heard. Well, how about you guys? Help me out. You're my tools. Wow, that sounded so bad. You're my tools. Oh, that's not what I meant. I meant you guys are my voice. That sounds better. Is that why those people say you're a voice? Is that another way to say it? You guys are tools. Oof, man. Big oof on that one. I'm getting all foamy in the mouth right now. I'm not even gonna put the lid on. I don't need a lid. You guys can hear that when I'm like unscrewing it all the time. It's stupid. Anyway, I haven't used a lot of the soundboard, huh? I've just used like Oof Kid, and I don't know if I've really used, I mean, that's a lot of damage. Gets a lot of attention, but I haven't really used a lot of the others. I feel like I gotta be like flushing them out and adding new ones in, like to kind of keep it fresh, not keep the same sounds all the time. Oof Kid though, that one's gonna stay for a while, I know that. And damage. Anyway, guys, I do have some topics you guys may not like, or some of you guys may like. A lot of you guys who are sticking around, like, you guys know who I am, you guys know what I'm about, you know what I think, so you know what I'm gonna talk about, I guess. I don't know. Did I confuse you yet? Maybe. So guys, YouTube Rewind. Let's talk a little bit about this. Okay. For all y'all who know about YouTube Rewind, watch YouTube and all that junk, YouTube Rewind has been going down in terms of likability for the past couple years. But man, this year's YouTube Rewind, man, that was... Let's check. What are they on right now? I wonder. So just to put it simply, short and sweet, YouTube Rewind turned out, first of all, they don't include a lot of the, like, as soon as I open YouTube, it's H3 Productions, it's time to stop YouTube Rewind. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But basically, a lot of people were complaining me included, that they don't really so YouTube has obviously just become this big corporation, this big company that only does things to serve their, their purpose, to push their agenda, which, I'm not, complaining about that. And like, that's not where my beef is. It's mainly just I guess the way things are. It's just dumb. Did they? Okay, they didn't. Oh man. Oh shoot. Okay, so yeah, so one of the big issues people were having about the rewind, or not one, I'll just go through all of them. So they weren't incorporating a lot of like real YouTubers, right? Like PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye. I don't know if Jack was. I didn't even see him in it actually, so he wasn't included. I can't name all of them, but you know what I'm saying, like just real life YouTubers, just the actual ones that are actually, doing YouTube. And the fact of the matter is, just because they don't want them on there because of obvious political reasons. They don't agree what these people like stand for and what they believe in, so they're gonna exclude them from it because that's what they can do, because they can. So people were mad that they didn't include it, but after they released this video, man, people were so happy that they didn't, because that would suck to be a part of this, because it ended up only being just random. Okay, so Will Smith is, if you guys haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it right now. Go away, watch it, come back right now. You watch it? You back? All right, cool. Let's talk about it. If you didn't, then that was kind of a weird pause, but your fault. So in the beginning, we got Will Smith, right? And then I guess I'm not really. Yeah, whatever. I'm still in the joke, but I'm not, because you could. I totally thought the same thing. It's like, he's like, if I could control rewind, I'd have Fortnite. It's like, dude, do you even play Fortnite? Does Will Smith actually like Fortnite? Is that really what he wanted? The acting, though, he was pristine on the acting. And it was just, he just had like Fortnite references and not even radical, that's going too far, but just a bunch of leftist ideals. It was just, it's just too... I don't know, man. It's funny. It's funny to me every time anybody brings up, not even anybody, just like there's a lot of us, especially like me, every time I even bring up a little sprinkle, a dabble of like politics, I just start feeling weird, especially when I'm doing it in the podcast, because it's like, oh, you don't talk about that, which I don't want to, right? It's not really necessarily that I'm like super political and I want to like, be the next Steven Crowder or whatever. No, not at all. Not in the slightest. But as like personally, I cannot ignore when I see this, and I just have to talk about it, because it's just becoming a real like problem, I don't know. So, and I'm actually glad that a lot of people are actually waking up to the fact that, yeah, this is idiotic. This is stupid. But, and what I was going to say with all this is, it's funny to me how a lot of these people who like control like the media and all this, or even the supporters of these like big old studios with leftist propaganda, they're the first ones to come at you, striking you for like political stuff. Yet they implement all they're about is their political views. You know what I'm saying? The majority of them, I don't mean to generalize, but just gotta clear that. But anyway, that's all that this rewind was, man. It was just breathing. I gotta breathe. I gotta do more breathing in this podcast, because I just don't know how to breathe anymore, man. I guess I'm just choking, just trying to speak, choking on words. But yeah, it was just a ton of Fortnite and politics. And then they had like talk show hosts on there. They're not even YouTubers. And they had Ninja on there. I understand that Ninja's all, popular. He's this big old streamer, right? Twitch streamer who just uploads clips of his Twitch stuff on YouTube. so he's not really a YouTuber technically. You know, I don't know. And it was just a bunch of, I don't know, a bunch of just leftist propaganda at the end. It's like, you can't just do that, man. Like, like, you're contradicting yourself right now. You're like, oh, you don't bring politics in, but let's just sprinkle some politics in this. So, the reason why I laughed just now is because I knew when I first got on, I think, what did they have? Did they have like 1.4 million likes, Josh, or was it already at 2 million likes?
I liked it.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know.
I forgot, but it was like somewhere around. It was like 2 million likes, 2.4, or maybe even like 1 point something million likes, and like 5.4 million dislikes. And now we're at 2.1 million likes, 8.8 million dislikes, dude. Somebody said in the comments too, it's like, can we get 10 million likes before 2019? I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen, dude. At this rate, holy crap. It's I think it's one of the most disliked videos on YouTube. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of happy because, geez, people are waking up. People are understanding that this is just ridiculous, you know? It's just stupid. Why do you have to put that on there? There used to be a time when the YouTube rewinds were actually dope. You know, they would actually cover, like, because they didn't cover any of, like, if you guys watch, why do you even bring that up again? I already said this. They didn't even cover the whole YouTube PewDiePie versus T-Series. They didn't talk about, obviously, their golden boy Logan Paul slipping up in a forest. They didn't talk about Mr. Beast at all. They kept all that out, like, off. At all. I mean, they didn't include Logan Paul because obviously they wouldn't agree with their political standing. So they didn't even reference the Logan Paul and KSI fight. You know, they didn't really. It's almost like they don't even watch YouTube. And I'm reiterating what a lot of people said, but you know, I'm doing a Wednesday upload, so everyone's already talked about this. I can't help but reiterate because I agree with like everything these people are saying. Well, most of it. Do you smell that? It smells like meat.
You're pretty hungry, aren't you?
I might be hungry. But yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, it's almost like they don't even watch, like YouTube doesn't even watch YouTube. Like none of those people who work there like watch because they were so disconnected. They're so disconnected, and it was so obvious. Like when they uploaded that, like what they made, it was just ridiculous. You know. But anyway, let's dive into some of the notes I had, primarily about this because you know I just had to. Okay, what I have here? People say PewDiePie campaign is okay. That's right. So, like I said, YouTube don't like PewDiePie. A lot of people don't like PewDiePie because I guess he just being an upstanding person, funny, you know. People can't take things like they can't take jokes anymore. Like, or they can't even distinguish like reality to humor. I don't know. And it's really funny, you know, the whole going back to the T-Series versus PewDiePie thing. So if you guys don't know about it, which you should know about it, if you're listening to this, you probably know about it. YouTube, you know, T-Series is big company, not company. Well, I guess they are a company, huh? Who has this YouTube channel, and they just post tons of like Indian, like music videos and things like that. Like they post like I think like 5 times a day or something. It's like something ridiculous like that. So they're like cranking, like just grabbing all these subscribers, and they're like about to beat PewDiePie in the number one spot most subbed YouTube channel. And PewDiePie's been in, you know, he's been number one forever. So this is a whole war going on. They're trying to, you know, subscribe to PewDiePie campaigns. Mr. Beast bought a ton of billboards and ads and things like that just to get people to subscribe to him. And there was, of course, here's where all the try-hard leftist media companies come into play and just try to strike this dude down. So, and it was ironic because one of the companies basically was saying that PewDiePie's campaign, to even call it that, it's not even a campaign, dude. It's a joke. It's a big old joke involving just a ton of people who just want to be involved. PewDiePie was never like, oh yeah, let's seriously do this. Actually, now he's been advocating like to stop because he doesn't really care. Which honestly, like, there's very few amount of YouTubers who I can actually like consider as being genuine. He's one of them. You just can tell like that he's like a genuine person. You know, like he's had his slip ups and whatever. That's it. Like there were slip ups, he's apologized, whatever. And like he's just a genuine person. So I can totally trust in what he's saying. But that's besides the fact. I don't know why I even dove that deep into his moral standing. Why is Milo just scratching for days? I can hear his little like jingle. Let me actually check on him real quick. She's not scratching his nuts or licking it actually. Sorry. I'll be back.
I am Mevin Koida.
Yes, he is Mevin Koida. Actually, Joshua is the actual real Mevin Koida. He's the one who runs the Mevin Koida channel, not me. I'm just kidding. That was a stupid joke. But the funny thing about that article that was posted, right, that this news company decided to strike him down and do this research, PewDiePie had raised, I'm sorry, I don't even remember the statistics, but he had raised like, I think $1 million or something, like, not even, I don't quote me on that. He raised a ton of money for a charity the same day that this news company, is that what you call them? This media corporation, media company, news company, whatever. The same day that they posted this article, that's when PewDiePie hit the goal of, you know, all this money that was raised for charity. So you can it's just, you know, that's just a one class example of how just snaky these journalists are. You know, not even hate. It's just, yeah, I kind of hate how journalism has gone from a noble pursuit of truth kind of thing to let's just grab information from any other person we don't agree with and let's just tear them down. That's what journalism is turning into. Poor journalism nowadays, dude. Poor. They're just spies trying to tunnel into your back, like, and just find the snakiest thing you did when you were like a high school student and then use that against you. It's so stupid. But I think I actually have a note about that too. Do I?
No.
Do I? I do have a note about that. So, going into this, and don't worry guys, I'll get uplifting in a bit. It's just, you know, I just gotta get this off my chest. This is what the Wednesdays are. It's just me and you.
And all of the people.
What's happening? Oh, crap. I can hear the podcast audio from before. Whoops. Let me delete this, guys, really quick. I'll be right back. And we are back, everybody. Sorry about that. The same thing happened where I would like accidentally save an episode to the template. And then when I do those chops, I'll like delete the previous thing, but those chops are like further down, so I can't see them. But anyway, yeah. So, you know, journalism, man, and just people in general, dude. I don't know what's wrong with like how just I think it's just a combination of just jealousy and greed. Cause like people are just trying to dig anytime somebody's about to like do something great, you know, like that director from Guardians of the Galaxy, people digging up dirt from his past and him getting like fired. And like, why do you have to do that? It was obviously something that he did a long time ago. And, you know, he's obviously a changed person, you know. If he's not doing it again, if you found something recent that he's done that's pretty dumb, you know, then you can kind of question that. Still, I think further investigation needs to, you know, take place before you fire a dude for something he did, like said on Twitter. I don't know. That's so childish, immature to me. and I'm 22. You know, I have some common sense. I can distinguish, I'm pretty sure, what is actually makes sense and what doesn't. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why somebody would get fired over a tweet, like a maybe, you know, even if it was like a racist tweet. Okay, the guy's a douchebag. That's it. Firing him? That's a little far, man. Somebody's racist against me, I don't take it up the butt. I'm just like, all right, you're stupid. I'm not gonna associate myself with you. That's it. And this has happened before. If like I know the producer of some film, not even film or whatever, is like not even just racist, just like a dumb person. Like I'll just look at their stuff like with a second, you know, I'm just be like, okay, I'll just take this with a grain of salt. Just because I know who directed. You know, maybe that's why they fired him, because they're like, oh, people are not gonna like you anymore, so we're gonna fire you. I don't know, man. I think I just contradicted my own thing. But not necessarily, dude, because don't fire the guy, demote him, or if something, you know? Just firing. Dude had a life, he probably had a family. Jeez. Anyway, but you know, I don't know. Actually, do you know anything about that, Josh? The follow-ups, or did they hire him back?
He's actually making a new movie.
Oh, really?
I told you about the Superman being bad.
Yeah.
He's directing that one.
Oh, he's directing that one.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Well,
I think that's what's happening. I don't know for sure.
Well, I'll look into it later. But recently, in more recent news, that was a while ago. So Kevin Hart, one of the best comedians I've ever seen, and one of the greatest, was selected to be the next host for the Grammys or something like that. And they took that away because some idiots decided, some just petty pieces of garbage decided they wanted to sneak into his past, dig up some old tweets from like years ago. I think it was like 6 years ago, which is, dude, that's a while ago. Come on. Not even 6. I think it was way more. Never mind. Let me look this up. I got to get this fact straight. I'm pretty sure if I just look up how old were Kevin Hart's tweets. Yeah, so what does it say? This was back when? Come on. I can't find it. Freak. Anyway. Okay, yeah. Yo, this was 8 years ago. Almost 9 years ago. This was in 2010. This was in January too, so early 2010, like 2009. He just posted some tweets and take in mind that, you know, same-sex marriage and none of that was legal at the time. It was still a new idea. And he made some tweets that would be portrayed as nowadays homophobia and all that, you know, whatever. And somebody decided to dig it up and then expose it to everybody and say he's a piece of crap and he shouldn't be the host of the Oscars, actually, not the Grammys. I'm an idiot. And now he's not going to be, they took that away from him. And Kevin Hart, in one of his videos, dude, he's a really upstanding dude, Kevin Hart. He basically, so he obviously when this already came up before, so he's already talked about this topic before. Somebody's already dug it up. I don't know when, back a couple years, and he already had the conversation of, you know, I was a different person. Things are different now. I understand that, and I've changed. Okay, he already addressed this. He already did it. You can do the research, probably, most likely, because he even said that. You can do the research and you can find all these answers already. And and he already apologized and everything. And now that they're digging it up again and using that against him and actually it working, and he wasn't going to play that game again. He was like, well, I already did this. I'm not going to do this again. and he was super stoked about hosting the Oscars too. But you know, he's like he's also, you know, he's a dude with honor, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, he talked about that. He was like, it's a shame that these people have to just try to destroy everybody's careers, because why? What's the reason? A little bit of popularity for themselves. They get a little bonus. I don't know. Just jealousy, destroy other person's career that they don't like. Because he said it's like if they put that same amount of effort, that same amount of time into doing the research as to maybe a follow up to those tweets that he made, then they would have found the answers of. Oh, sorry guys, my camera shut off. Let me restart this. I hope I didn't run out of space, actually. Oh wow, it like saved right there. Sweet. Cool. Doesn't look like I ran out of space yet, but we'll see. I don't even know how long I've been going. Let me check. Okay, we've been going a good amount of time. 30 minutes actually, exact. That's why it stopped. I always forget that. But yeah, he said if these people had exerted that same amount of time, that they would have found the answers, you know. They would have seen that he actually did apologize for this, and he did. Because I even brought this same topic up before. It's like, dude, people change. When you're a kid, when you're younger, you're dumb. You're still learning. Why do we have to hold all these people against, you know? Well, why do we have to hold all the stuff people have done in their past against them, you know? I'm pretty sure all these people who dig this stuff up too are slimy douchebags themselves, probably currently to this day, you know? But they don't get freaking shunned. They don't get all this, you know, crap because whatever. I mean, it comes with fame. I understand that much, but I just thought it was, that was really stupid. Kevin Hart really didn't deserve that. He's a freaking upstanding, super funny dude, man. I mean, geez, I was pretty heated when I heard about that. I think that's kind of why I just wanted to bring it up. I don't know. So the last kind of thing we're gonna talk about, not talk about in general, but oh crap! Hey guys, guess who's calling me? It's the boo. Let me answer. Hey babe. Hey, I'm doing the podcast. It's okay though.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I just wanted to know what you want for dinner.
I don't know. What do you want?
Do you want me to pick up the taco thing again?
Yeah, we can do that. That's fine.
Okay, I'll get that.
Alrighty. Alright, bye. Love you. Bye. Are you complaining about the taco thing? Come on, Josh.
No, they're good.
Come on, you're like our kid. Man, tacos again. Hey, they're cheap. They're good. What do you want me to do? Cook chicken again?
Yeah.
My chicken's pretty bomb.
A&W burger.
No. Anyway, let's talk about this thing. Okay, let's talk about this, guys. It's another rant, guys. Do you guys enjoy me ranting? Is this as therapeutic, or have you guys left already? If any of y'all are still in this, man, thank you so much. Y'all mean everything to me, honestly. Like, I'm rubbing my eyes if you guys don't see it. If you're not watching the video, I'm like endlessly rubbing my eyeballs. Yeah, so we're gonna just all the beginning stuff I just talked about is more serious, but this is more of just a pet peeve I have myself, dude. School district offices, man, any kind of school. What's wrong with y'all? Why can't you get your stuff together? The reason I'm saying this is I've had so many bad experiences with like the administration, like the office workers, and just the way I'm just dying here. The way school districts just handle like information and just the way they just do things. I don't understand how they can mess up so badly so many times. So, just to name a few examples of just examples. When I was enrolling in college, well, it is Modesto Junior College, so it's college. I I guess I just don't see it as a college. I don't know. When I was enrolling there the first time, I had some questions I needed to address to the student like aid, I guess, at like facility. There's like a certain facility you go to for like information. It's called the office, I guess. I don't know. It was a different like office, student aid building. I don't know. But so I had to go, talk to them about. I had some questions I had, and on the website it would say, "Oh, we're open, weekdays from 7 to 5 or whatever." And I was like, "Cool." So I'd go right after work, and I get off work at the time I'd gotten off work around 3:30. I mean, I still get off work around that time if I'm not working overtime. I really need to just stick to the point. So I got off work, and I got there on freaking 4 o'clock, and they'd be closed. And I was like, oh, I guess the first time I was like, the first time. I was like, I probably missed the memo. I probably just, there's probably something going on or whatever. They said they're going to close. I don't know. So I was like, all right, fine. So then I went just the next day, same time, and they were still closed. And then I went the third day, and they were still closed. And I was like, what the freak is going on? And yeah, I never went. And I just had to figure out like the hard way, whatever question I had. I forgot what it was. So I had to figure out the hard way. And, I was like, that was my, like the first time I was kind of like, hey, that's stupid. And then it was just kept occurring where like their website was just so out of whack and just had so much faulty information. Or like I wouldn't get emails about important things from the school, and then, just the way and then my biggest, I guess the biggest issue I've ever had with just the school district and how they run things is in the one I worked on, they didn't pay you. So whatever like month whatever you're working. So if you go to work that week, you're not going to see that money until the next month or 2 months. What was it? It was something ridiculous. So you weren't seeing that money for the next month or two. And that really frustrated me. And I always wondered why is it that way? Why can't we just, get paid whenever, every 2 weeks and get paid for what we worked that week? I think it was one every month. So if I worked this whole week, I'm not going to see this week's pay until next month. And I always just thought that was stupid, because then there'd be like weeks where I'd work like overtime or, just a ton probably. I mean, and then I'm expecting a fat paycheck. I'm like, I'm in that mentality where I worked really hard. Now I'm going to get, and then I get the money from like the weeks prior where I probably didn't have as many jobs, and I just feel so demoralized. And then, I didn't have any motivation to try to work too hard, because I was like, man, I feel like I just worked a ton and this is what I got. I don't know. Even though I knew it was coming in like later, but yeah. So first, that was one of my issues. It was like, why are they freaking paying you like years later? And then recently, my wife, I don't work for school district anymore, but my wife works there now. And there's been plenty of times where they've just miscommunicated information. Okay, one time, no, with me too, when I was actually interviewing for a position at a school district, they told me to be there at 11 a.m. And I wrote it down on my notes because I got a call, right? They didn't send me an email. They called me. And they said, okay, there's going to be an interview at 11 a.m. You have to be here at 11. And I was like, fine. So I wrote it down on my notes because I was like, I'm not going to forget this, right? Because you know me, I just forget everything. I forget my own name. Oof on that joke because it sucked. But yeah, so they told me, yeah, come here at 11. And I was like, all right, cool. Day shows up. I show up at 11. Oh, and then they're like, you were supposed to be here at 8. I was like, excuse me? Like, yeah, you're supposed to be here at 8. Everybody was here at 8. I was like, what? No, I have it up for 11. You guys told me at 11. I was like, no, we told you at 8. And I was like, what? I showed her. I was like, I have it written down. It's like, as soon as you guys called me, I wrote it down. She was like, I don't know what to tell you. You're supposed to be here at 8. And then luckily there was actually a nice person in there, and she was like, I'm in charge of this, so I can actually interview you right now. if you don't mind. And I was like, oh yeah, totally, definitely. I mean, I thought I was gonna anyway. So she interviewed me, and I, ended up getting that job. But then I was kind of like, what's up with their just communication? And now my wife's having so many issues with them too now, and it's a different district. So far there's been 3 different school districts that have all had just dumb, miscommunication, faulty information involved with them. She's had other experiences, but what just happened like today, basically, is she was applying for this other like extensive position, and she had an interview and everything. She was just waiting to hear back from them, right? And then she hadn't heard back from them at all. No emails, no calls, no nothing. She finally heard back from them today. Basically, and the email basically said that, sorry, I'm hearing Milo. And Josh, are you playing Smash?
Yeah.
I hear the buttons and I hear Milo. I'm like, is that his like feet clicking on the floor? But so yeah, and then today she gets an email basically saying, oh, this is a 3rd attempt. You need to call us immediately, like as soon as you can. We've tried to contact you 3 times. Then basically said, oh, this position, you got this one and whatever, but you need to call us right now. And then she called and she was like, yo, I never got anything from you. But that's just how they roll. I don't know what's wrong with the way they... And honestly, like, I don't mean to bash too much on the school districts, like their offices. But when I was working as a janitor, sometimes I would like start cleaning in an office where they're still working. The employees are still there. And dude, there's so much goofing around. It's annoying. I'm like... Because it was more annoying because I had already experienced dumb crap with the district. I'm like... This is why you can't get your information right. If any of you work in a school district and are an administrator or like, a secretary, I'm sorry, but maybe it's just my area. Maybe it's just people I've worked with, but I don't know what's going on that their information, is so whack as far as it goes, like to the employees. And I mean, the students too at freaking MJC, they need to get something, set to something straight over there. Jeez, come on. Anyway, I just wanted to rant a little bit about that because, dog, it was just kind of funny to me. It was school districts. It's like they're all living in the office, as in the show, where they just don't do anything. Anyway, I guess I'm not going to extend this too long because I do need to take care of Milo right now, and I was going to go work out with Ryan, and I got to go to work tomorrow. So, and I got to get this. Stop making excuses, Kevin. Stop it. Stop. All right, we stopped. So, one thing I had on here is the History Channel has this this show called Forged on Fire, right? And I'm such a freaking...
Fortnite.
What?
I think you're going to say Fortnite.
History Channel, Fortnite. The origin of Fortnite. No. That'd be super cringy, I think.
YouTube Rewind?
Oh my gosh, don't know. Anyway, so they have this show called Forged in Fire, which is basically like a blacksmithing competition where they'll have these like blacksmiths come in the show and they'll make a particular weapon, and they'll like test it, whether it can kill, how sharp it is, its durability. I'm a freaking nerd. I love Lord of the Rings and medieval garbage, so that's on my recommended. So I watched it, and what was just comical to me is when they're doing the kill test. So they like the show has their judges, right? And they have like a separate judge for each category. So like there's one dude who's like doing all the sharpness tests, and there's one dude who's doing the durability, and then there's one dude who's doing the kill test, right? And they either have like a ballistic gel like dummy, or they have like a dead boar or something like hanging, and that's how like it'll just destroy it and decide whether the weapon can kill or not. But every time a weapon can kill, he just says it, and he just looks like a serial killer, dude. He just says it. It's become a meme too. He just said it in the funniest way. He's like, he'll just give a brief description of like what he did. So I pierced right here where you broke some ribs, and it can kill. He's like, kind of says like a Russian. It can kill. Your weapon can kill. And he gives this like weird like Pennywise smile right after. So I just thought that was kind of funny. And then I went down. Obviously, I was like, this has got to be in the comments. And yeah, like 90% of the comments is he can and it can kill. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Don't know why, but I did. So you learned something. Go watch it. Go watch it. Go watch and see what I mean. Because this is another one of those you had to be there or you had to watch it joke, you know? Anyway. Now, to conclude, guys, this Wednesday episode, let's talk about the little poll I had going on Instagram. Some of you participated, and gotta say, not happy with the response. I'm just kidding. So I was asking, I asked you guys, what do you prefer? Because I was curious, like how many of you people actually like play either on console or PC? Sorry. I, for the most part, have always been a console person. Mainly, and then somebody brought this up too. Somebody commented, I think it was Ryan actually. no other random person, but basically saying, like, I basically played the consoles that my buddies have, right? So whatever my buddies are on, because that's what actually I did. I used to be an Xbox guy, and I played a ton of Xbox. And then when the newer, like the Xbox One and PS4 came out, I got an Xbox One, and that's what I had. It wasn't, and then all my buddies got like PS4s, and they were like, "Dude, you should get a PS4." And I was like, "Got it." So then I sold my Xbox One and I got a PS4. But I've always wanted to like get a PC, mainly for modding, because dude, I love Bethesda games like Skyrim. Like I said, I'm a freaking dweeb, man. I like Skyrim. I like any like Oblivion was like the one that got me into like Bethesda games, with Skyrim, Oblivion, Fallout games, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4. And then I just loved seeing all the videos of all the mods I couldn't get, and I felt like I was missing out on a ton, because I feel like that's like one of the main things, like that's like a part of the game, like the mods. And when you're on console, you can't play them. And I kind of liked shooters, how you can, the mouse and everything. It just kind of felt more versatile, I guess. Because when you're on, for some reason, when I'm on console and I'm trying to like snipe or something, like I just feel like I'm like freezing, and like every time I go to aim at somebody, I'm always just a bit to the left, not really at them, because my thumbs aren't just like great. Great. My thumbs aren't great, apparently. No, like they're just, I don't know. I like freeze. I kind of clunk up. And I just feel like a mouse, I was like more fluid, more like I can actually like follow and lead. It'd be funner. Cause I like playing usually any game I like have the chance, any like FPS where I can be a sniper, I'm going to be a sniper. So that's what I like, especially Battlefield, dude. Battlefield is freaking dope. But anyway, yeah, so that's why I kind of asked. And over, it was consoles won, by the way, on that poll. I forgot what the exact percentage was. I should have taken a screenshot, but yeah, consoles won. A lot of you were like, yeah, console. So a couple of you were PC, but I think it's mainly because PC world is a little more complicated. Like there's definitely way more crashing of games in there. It's freaking expensive to get a desktop, actual gaming PC. I actually built one. That's mainly why I like asked, because I was kind of like in that like still in that like little zone of gaming PCs, because I just built one and just got it up and running and everything. So I was kind of like, how many people actually, and I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about it, yeah, so I'm honestly not sure why I even made that poll. Just because I was in the hype of it, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, guys, it has been a wonderful adventure with you and me. And the podcast audio has been so much better in this episode ever since I deleted those unnecessary. Well, not deleted the unnecessaries. Like I just moved them over, then deleted them from the actual drive in here. But so much better. I should have done that before, but I didn't. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us here tonight on this Wednesday upload. Tonight, it's gonna be morning when this is up, and most of the listens I get are when I just upload it. So, thank you all, nevertheless, for joining us here. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like I said, tune in on the socials, whether it's Twitter, the Facebook page, or Instagram. I'm mainly on Instagram. I've said that before. And that's at Shambam Pod on Instagram. If you guys didn't know already, it's not podcast. I guess I should have just reiterated that's Shambam Pod. I'm mainly there, and that's where you guys are going to get all the latest and greatest of the podcast news, what's going on, what we're doing, maybe who's going to be the guest for the week. And yeah, anyway, so go ahead and give us a follow there. I don't think I plugged in appropriately Eric Sabios, his where you can find his music. You can find him on Spotify, iTunes, and Eric, I'm sorry, but like I was gonna write it down, but I didn't. Here he has music available on other platforms besides those two. I think I only talked about those two. So let's straighten this out. So you can catch Eric's music on or Sabios. I should say his artist name because we're talking about his music. You can catch him on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Tidal, and Google Play. So go ahead and check that out, guys. He's got some dope beats going on there. And this is gonna wrap it up for this week's episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Peace out.